Stephen sa siop a cáiliúil seo, a léamh leabhar nóir freastal na himachtaí filíochta a bhíon ar siúl ann go minic. Ach even bathe an ile.
Okay, so I'm going to take you to the poetry section now, which is always in the far corner of any good bookshop. It's rather dusty area as well, you know.
Yeah, I love my 10k steps anyway. You told me this place is more important than the Wexford Opera House.
I might be getting in trouble for that.
You might.
But no, it is actually, because they have stuff on here every day of the week, from chess to youth events to mental health drop-ins to poetry nights. Tomorrow night they have a nice bilingual night as well, August Asperla, and music and all sorts, and it's just happening just off the main street. So for me, this is a cultural kind of icon of Wexford town.
You were saying as well that Wally, the man who owns Red Books, he publishes an awful lot of local authors.
Yeah, so we're in one of the Warrens here, so if anybody hasn't been here, like it's kind of an epic place, so it is. But just around the corner there's a whole section of local authors, so that's from theatre to poetry. There's history books as well, and Wally is responsible for helping to publish some people, so it's it's a really important place.
Yeah. Okay, so do you consider yourself a local author or writer, maybe?
I mean, I am a dub, but then again, any artist will be influenced by your locality. So I have been writing things about Wexford town or about the transition moving from Dublin to here and the likes of that. So, you can't help but be influenced by your surroundings.
Well, I've been walking up and down the street, I see you know them all. You know?
Yeah, well, you got to get stuck in, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, I'm here 3 years now, and I kind of try and help out with the tidy towns and doing different bits and bobs because, it matters to me. So you become a stakeholder, and it's only a town of 22,000 people. So you'll be seeing everybody in Aldi and then in here or whatever. You can't help but get to know a few of the heads and try and avoid a few. No, only messing. You'll walk past Hibernia, Branwen, Enterprise. Now you're moored here with all that rise. You'll move here alone in the middle of a pandemic and come to understand the term Dublin-centric. You'll say Walsh, not Welsh, and faith, not fag. Being outed by your accent is an obvious prologue. You'll learn how big your presence is and want to hide. You'll put a brave face on and say you never cried. You'll almost speak to the bullring preacher, and this'll teach you how a small town is a strange creature. You'll say small town, not because you're from the big smoke, but because you travelled beyond and know Dublin's just a joke. You'll cross the bridge late at night pursued by a full moon. You'll fall for Phil from the tidy towns with all those black sacks, being heartened by her will to help despite a sore back. You'll go home, not sure of where home is anymore. You'll watch the documentary North Circular and know what it is to be in limbo. You'll share Waterford Whisper stories about blow-ins with a cursed Murphy. It's funny, it's sad, it's satire, it's death by 1,000 cuts, and it's a true story. Daily, you'll walk past Liam Marie, Edith Cunn's Enterprise. Now you're fixed here with all that rise. We'll all rise until we don't. We'll all want until we won't. We'll all compromise in one way or another. We can all live here because of each other. We'll all rise. 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 You'll think an outsider is good for any scene while worrying about stepping on toes. You'll realise we're not here, it's not now. We're all ancients, all echoes. You'll hear aphorisms like the rising tide lifts all boats, at the same time knowing some think only witches float. You'll get a leak in your hallway, ignored by the management company, but it's the mould that grew on your gifted St. Bridget's cross because of it that really angers me. You'll drop homemade soup to your new French neighbour at the meet and greet. She'll show you her stained glass art, so you'll mention the Harry Clark in Bride Street. You're out of sight, out of mind, forming new connections for the ones you left behind. It's an economic exile, it's an unfair description, it's a chance to be redefined. Daily, you'll walk past branding, Boy Joshbert, Eden Vale, Enterprise. Now you peer into the future with all that rise. We'll all rise until we don't. We'll all want until we won't. We'll all compromise in one way or another. We can all live here because of each other. We'll all rise. We'll all rise. We'll all rise. We'll all rise. We'll all rise.
Nearly an hour to sound ach go bhfuil Stephen James Smith in